Ah, there we go. There's the light I was looking for. Okay, hello everybody, and welcome to today's live English lesson here on the AM Language YouTube channel. The light is quite bright. I'm going to take my glasses off. It's a little bit too bright, I think. I hope everyone's doing well, and you all had a lovely weekend as well. Let's see, any news over here? Okay, no one's joined us yet, but let's just start off by saying a big thank you to everybody who has subscribed to the channel. Um, and well, yeah, look, we're getting closer and closer to the 900 mark, and hopefully we can reach that mark soon. Um, Francesca, hello, good afternoon. Boa tarde, and welcome to today's lesson. I hope you had a good weekend. Yeah, in this video, we're going to go over what you guys can expect to see on the AM Language YouTube channel. Alida, good afternoon or good morning where you are. Buenos dias. Um, and welcome to today's lesson as well. Make sure, if you haven't done so already, subscribe to the channel, like and share our videos, and share the channel with people that you think might want to learn English. Next week, I hope to have a slightly different setup in terms of camera height. I'm not sure about lighting yet. I mean, lighting is okay. But I have invested in one or two things. I've invested in a new chair, which I look forward to getting. And I also hope to be able to have my laptop with the camera on it at a better height. So instead of me looking down all the time, hopefully from next week, it will be more like this, which would be great. Because it's a little bit difficult always looking down. Good afternoon, Arena F. As always, welcome to today's lesson. Thank you so much for joining. Privyet. And Lida asks, "Are you not in Malta? Sorry, are you in Malta? Are you not in Malta? Are you?" No, I am not in Malta at the moment. Now, I should add that just because I am not in Malta does not mean that you guys should not be thinking about going to Malta. You can now have physical lessons again in Malta at AM Language. All you need is a COVID vaccine passport that is accepted in the EU. And if you have that, you can have physical lessons in Malta at AM Language. And it just makes traveling easier. It makes going out easier as well. I I'm actually doing two things at the moment. So my job is working for AM Language, and I help out in many different ways. I play a role in tuition when it comes to, for instance, the IELTS preparation course. I give occasional online lessons, but I mainly do a lot of teacher training as well and other courses that AM Language offer. And I give daily YouTube videos, and I also create the videos, the tuition videos, which you might see, such as the short videos. But the other thing I'm doing, because COVID is a great time to improve your skill set, I've actually gone back to university as well. I'm doing a postgraduate degree. Um, because why not? You know, it's always important to continue learning and to continue to develop your knowledge in various things. So I have gone to Trinity College Dublin to continue learning and developing my skills and degrees. And at the end of it, I hope to have a master's as well. So, as the saying goes in English, practice what you preach. If education is important to you, it's important to continue educating yourself. Good afternoon, Manuel, and welcome to today's lesson. Thank you so much for joining as well. I hope you're all doing well. Let's see, guys, what can you expect on this week's AM Language YouTube channel? Well, tomorrow there will be a new IELTS testimonial video that will be going up. A big congratulations to a student named Karu, if I'm saying the name correctly, who managed to score a 6 in her IELTS exam. Well done. That's a really good score. That puts you at a good upper intermediate level, good enough to go to universities as well, and many universities as well. So let's see. Let me just find what we have going on this week. I think it should be posted on Facebook. One moment. Okay, so one second. It's amazing how you would think I would have this ready. Let's see. Here we go. So today, what to expect this week on AM Languages YouTube channel. Tuesday, tomorrow. This is going to be a good one. Level test tips. Now, it's a good idea for people to tune into this one. Tune in, by the way, good term. Tune in, okay. Tune in means to watch, okay. Tune. One second, if I can just remember. Tune in, okay, to watch something live. Okay, it's a good idea to tune in tomorrow because tomorrow I'm going to give you some really good level test tips, how to do well in your level test so you can move up faster. So make sure you join me for that one. Wednesday, a guide to improving your level of English. This is a lesson I do recommend everybody joining. I'm going to particularly focus on how you guys, a guide to improving your level of English when you are actually at a language school and you are working your way through books such as National Geographic Outcomes, and in particular, how you can improve your English during COVID as well. Whether you are having lessons online or if you can go to classes at AM Language, I'm going to give you a guide to how you can improve your English. Thursday, develop your general English speaking skills. This here, we're going to focus specifically on how you can develop your general English speaking skills. And with this, we're going to look at things you can do where you can build your confidence speaking English. Very often, it might be very tempting to get scared when speaking another language because you don't want to make a mistake or you're not sure what to say, you can't find the words. So here we're going to look at, in Thursday's lesson, we are going to look at little techniques you can use that will help you speak and find a way to keep a conversation going. It's all about exposing yourself to the language. Even if you're living with other people who are also learning English, there's some things you can do with them that can help you continue speaking English. And finally, Friday, end of the week language challenge. There we'll look at some challenges to do with some of the English that you guys might have learned in lessons this week. So that's what you guys can expect this week on the AM Language YouTube channel. And like I said, guys, make sure you share this channel with others as well. We're now up to 5 people. I'm hoping that after that, I know that during the summer it became quite difficult to give daily lessons, and numbers were up and down. I'm now hoping to try and get a steady 8 to 10 live views a lesson, and maybe we can increase that as well. Okay, so let's get in. I'm going to start off actually with a question, and you guys can come in and answer this question. And we're just going to have a little back and forth conversation. So it's me with you guys. So, my question to you is this, okay? My question to you so far is how has your summer been? Okay, how's your summer been? Now, if you're in the southern hemisphere, how has your winter been? Now, please don't reply with saying, "Oh, it's been fine" or "It's been okay." The danger is that if someone asks you a question, how has your summer been? It's very tempting to say, well, it's been okay, it's been good. If you reply with that, you're not going to really get a good conversation. You're not going to give an answer that's going to create a conversation. The trick is well, we've got a few things, and I'm going to show you. Okay. First of all, if it's been good, you can say, it's been good, thank you. It's been good, thank you. I've And then you go into a present perfect. You can say, I've been to Malta, I've been to Greece. You can say, I've done a few things. I went to learn English. I started a new course. I went and spent summer. I've been to see my family. Try and go in with a little bit more detail. Francesca says it is too hot. Yes, well, if you are in Malta, it is going to be very hot. This has been one of the hottest summers I can remember. Um, it's, I think it's even every year it feels like summer is getting hotter and hotter in Malta, but this year was really hot, really, really hot. So I can't remember the last time it was this hot, actually, come to think of it. I know that every year it's been hot, but it's for the length of time. So in Malta, it's normal to have temperatures in the 30s, but to have periods, of time of like not 1 week, but 2 weeks with temperatures being 38, 39, and 40, that's a heat wave. Now, if we go back 10 years ago, a heat wave in Malta would have been 35, 36. 35 and 36 degrees is now pretty normal for Malta. So a heat wave in Malta is now 38, 39, 40. Um, I think what we can see there with Malta's an interesting place for climate change. Um, so if you are interested in that sort of thing, Malta has a lot of work to do in terms of climate change. I'm happy to say that the sea looks really healthy at the moment. I think COVID has helped in terms of how clean the sea is. I went swimming quite a lot. Well, not a lot, not as much as I would have liked. I went swimming a few times at least, and I thought that the sea was pretty clean, very fresh. Lots of fish as well. Not a lot of. I didn't see any jellyfish. So I think the sea around Malta has certainly been cleaner than in previous years. Alida says, "Well, actually, I'm in winter, and it's not my favorite season. I haven't gone anywhere. In 2 weeks, I'm traveling to the waterfalls, which is in the north of my country. I'm really looking forward to it." Don't forget to it at the end. It's a thing in English. We like to add it. I know that in Spanish, Portuguese, Italian, you're not going to have it. And I think it's the same in Russian as well. I don't think the pronoun it exists. But in English, we like to finish things off with it. So I'm really looking forward to it. Well, I hope you enjoy the waterfalls. Let me know. By the way, tell us which I know Argentina has lots of waterfalls, and I can probably guess which waterfall you might be going to. Probably, perhaps the one that's on the border between Brazil and Argentina, that very famous one. Alida says, I know, but I couldn't write more than 200 characters. Oh, right. Okay, fair enough. Yep, that's understandable. So, for instance, if I were to answer this question, how has your summer been? I would reply by saying it's been very busy. Um, Alida says yes, Cataratas del Iguazu. So yes, the Iguazu Fall. Um, I think in English we would say the Iguazu Fall. I think that's what we would say in English. So yeah, if I were to answer this question, I would say it's been. I could go with very busy. Let's see if we can change things up a little bit. Busy. I'm sure all of you know busy. Let's think of a different word. Let's go with. Let's say. Here we go. Let's go with one or two things. It's been hectic. There we go. This is a good one. Hectic summer. Hectic, if I can just spell it correctly. Hectic summer. Um, and let's say, COVID has, and COVID added an extra level of difficulty that at times has been. Now, I used this word the other day and I'm going to use it again because it's a good word to know. And it has been laborious. So it's been a hectic summer, and COVID added an extra level of difficulty that at times has been laborious. Laborious, a particularly good word. Now, there are two new words here that I don't expect everybody to know. The words hectic and laborious. So I'm going to give two definitions, and you guys can tell me which definition you think. You can give me two. Yes, I'm going to give you two definitions, and you guys can tell me what you think is the correct definition. So let's go with the first one. We're going to go A. And B, the second definition that I'm going to use here. Um, bu- 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 let's go with that. So you've got A and B. You've got two words here. You've got hectic and laborious. See if you can link these two words to their correct meanings. So this is how I would answer. Now I'm answering this from a work point of view because working in Malta this summer has been quite challenging with COVID. So I've put in here, it's been a hectic summer and COVID added an extra level of difficulty that at times has been laborious. Alida has said that meaning A is laborious and meaning B is hectic. If you agree with Alida, please come in and let me know. Tell me if you agree. I should add that these two words are very good to know, and I will explain why. I would choose to use these words. So let me know what you guys think, and then we can add it. So Francesca says A is laborious and hectic is going to be B. Well, that is correct. Well done, guys. Correct answers, yes. So A is laborious and B is hectic. Now, why do I use the word hectic? So it's been a hectic summer. Hectic is, you're talking about a state of being extremely busy. You It's when you could be saying, I mean, I'm sure all of you have experienced, anyone who's watching has experienced moments at work where you are extremely busy, so busy, sometimes you don't even have enough time for lunch. And you're always, as soon as you solve one problem, another problem comes along. People asking you so many questions, and at the end of the day, it's been so busy that you are feeling very tired, and you can't even remember a lot of things that happened in your day because so much has happened in your day. So that is hectic. Um, the other, sometimes hectic can be the feeling of something that's a bit disorganized as well. And now, laborious. Why has this been laborious at times, though? Well, there's one thing that I had to do in preparation for the school opening, and that is the COVID guidelines. I had to go around many times trying to measure the distance between students. So there are more. Well, there's government guidelines that we have to follow for COVID. So, for instance, the teacher has to have a certain distance. Each student needs to have a certain distance. And going around each classroom trying to measure and make sure that each student is in that, has the right distance between them, that can be laborious work, especially when you're going around. So, um, those are two examples. Now, if I wanted to give a positive element on the summer, I would say my summer has also been very enjoyable, as I was able to enjoy the lovely weather on the weekends. I even managed to go on a boat a couple of times. So, see what I've done here. In answering the question, how has your summer been? I've replied by also giving some extra details. So, yes, my summer has also been very enjoyable as I was able to enjoy the lovely weather on the weekends. For example, I even managed to go on a boat a couple of times. So, we're automatically giving a little bit more detail. So I now invite you guys to give me your answers to this simple question, and try and give a slightly bigger answer. So, Francesca, for example, you said it's been too hot, but can you try and answer that question while including it's been too hot? Let's see if we can. Let's see if we can think of other words that we could use in terms of describing hot. Actually, to be honest, here's some good words because it has been a very hot summer. So we could say instead of very hot, let's consider alternatives to very hot. You can say boiling, for example. You could say, let's say, oh, this is a good one. So, boiling, sweltering, ooh, scorching. These are good ones. I'm just going to give you three. So, you've got boiling, sweltering, and scorching. All of these are, sorry, these are alternatives for very hot, okay? So instead of saying very hot, you can say boiling, you can say sweltering, you can say scorching. Um, Now, these are non-gradable adjectives. Now, when I use the term non-gradable, it means I cannot use very. I cannot say very boiling. I cannot say very sweltering. And I cannot say very scorching because they're already an extreme. The reason why I can use very hot is because hot is a gradable adjective, just like cold is a gradable adjective. It can be cold, it can be very cold, it can be hot, it can be very hot. But if I'm using a non-gradable adjective like boiling or freezing, then I cannot use very because they're already at an extreme. A bit like delicious. I cannot say very delicious because delicious is an extreme. I can say very tasty, but I can't say very delicious. Um, as with like beautiful, I'm not going to say. I'm going to say beautiful. Beautiful is an extreme, but I can say pretty, like very pretty, for example. So there we go. That's a little bit of adjectives there, use of adjectives. Let's see if anyone now would like to come in with their own examples. I'm not sure about the connection. Let me know if you guys are having difficulty with the connection. But yes, please come in with your own examples. I'll give this maybe 5 more minutes. We've got 5 minutes left. So let's see if any of you guys can come in with your own examples here. Yes, please do come in with your own examples. So how has your summer been? Or how has your winter been? Notice when you ask here we go. So Alida has said, my winter hasn't been so enjoyable as the weather here is pretty cold. Some days I thought I was going to freeze to death. Great bit of sentence here. Now, let's look at this. My winter hasn't been so enjoyable as the weather here. Now, no, the weather here is pretty cold. That's absolutely fine. You do have the opportunities to expand on that. You've got some other ways you could do that. You could always add in like I mean, I know Alida has very good English, so I'm saying something here that I know Alida already knows, but other people watching might not know. Here, there's an opportunity to, for instance, use an adverb of frequency, like, but the weather here tends to be, for example. Tends to be is a really good one. Tends to be. You would learn this at intermediate level in at AM language, and tends to be is a really good alternative, and I encourage people to use this alternative to usually. So you can go tend to, tends to, and you can often add be, tends to be. Pretty cold. Now, Francesca said, my summer has been very sweltering. I guess this week can be better than last week. Now, I really like what you've done here, Francesca. You've gone for sweltering. Well done. The only thing is, we can't use very sweltering. We just have to use sweltering. Like I said, sweltering is an extreme, so I can't use very. So we can say, my summer has been sweltering, and that would be good. I guess this week. Now, this week can be better than last week. Yes, you've got alternatives there. You could say this where, I mean, this sounds here that there might be, there's hope in there. So you might say, I guess this week might be, here we go, slightly better than last week. This is a really good adverb to throw in. Slightly. Slightly means a little bit, and we would use this often if there's going to be a small change. So we can say, my summer has been sweltering. I guess this week might be slightly better than last week. I'd also say might is probably the better choice of modal verb when we're talking about in this context. Yes, it can be, that's true, but in this case, we're talking about what we think uh, might happen. And there's an element of, I mean, put this way, when you're talking about the weather, can is a possibility, sure. But usually, if we're saying, ooh, like for instance, if I look outside, I'm more likely to say, ooh, I think it might rain later. I know the weather, I know it can rain because it's possible and its ability. But if I'm really going to talk about the weather and I'm going to give my opinion, I'm going to say might. That's going to be my choice of modal verb. So I can look out the window and say, I think it might rain later. Or I'm in this case, I think it might be slightly better than last week. So when you're giving your personal opinion about the weather, try go with might, especially when you're guessing, because you've also got guess. So when you're going to guess what the weather's going to be like, go with might. It might be sunny later, it might rain later, it might be really hot later, it might be slightly cooler. Okay, guys, thank you so much. If you have enjoyed this lesson, make sure you like the video. I'll be back tomorrow at the same time, 4:30, with another live English lesson, daily live English lesson. So I look forward to talking to all of you tomorrow. A big thank you to Francesco. Well done for your contribution today. Alida as well, Manuel, Irina F. Um, and anyone else who's been watching. I think I mentioned everybody. Thank you, Alida. See you soon. You too, Arena F. Take care. See you tomorrow as well. And have a good evening, everybody. Stay safe and see you tomorrow. Bye for now.